Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Researching Stocks, and today I'm going to be looking at SalesForce. We're going to check out their Q1 2021 earnings in order to predict what might happen on Q2 2021 earnings. Are you ready? Let's begin. Hi everyone, my name is Avishai and I like to research public stocks. I'm an angel investor and I like to give away a lot of content and ideas and investing tips. Today I'm going to be researching SalesForce and I'm really excited to check out their Q1 earnings, the last ones that came out, in order to try to predict the next Q2 earnings. So I'm looking forward to kind of look at the highlights right now and just let's go over them. Revenue, $5.96 billion, up 23% year over year, 20% in constant currency. Operating cash flow of $3.23 billion, up 74% year over year. Current remaining performance obligation of approximately $7.8 billion, up 23% year over year. Remaining performance obligation of approximately $35 billion, up 19% year over year. So as you can see, the company is a total growth stock. Just looking at the slide, you understand that they have a lot of monthly recurring revenue that keeps growing year over year, and they're not stopping. And taking into account that you had just a pandemic year and a lot of work from home and just such, a chaotic shift in the workforce, they're in a safe ground. And because just a lot of corporate companies, the biggest ones, the Microsofts, the Apple, Nvidias, the Facebooks of the world, really rely on Salesforce. So looking at the company's financial summary, just kind of looking at these quarterly results, you see that operating margin they have. Very interesting to see a company such as Salesforce continue to work in such scale with that operating margin and generating that cash flow that is later required to create, acquisitions. And we're going to talk about one of them, Slack. So you can see here on the bottom left, they're talking about the revenue that they had and from MuleSoft and Tableau contribution. And you can see that MuleSoft and you have Tableau with 394 million with a 38% increase year over year. Moving on. So you can see in the next slide that the company has really managed to grow their top line, especially if you're looking in compared to last year. Between Q2 of the year before and the Q2 of the year before that top line just keeps on growing. And I think that one of the most, I would say, impressive parts here is that operating margin of 5.9%. Let's see what else we have here. In terms of where the money came from, sales, you have here 1.4 billion, and that is an increase in compared to 1.2. Services, another increase, but the platforms and other, that's where the big jump came from, and the 28% year over year. So that just showing that the company is managing to really grow through those acquisitions. And I'm really interested in now diving into Slack, because the reason right now I'm doing this whole researching stocks on Salesforce is not just because I am long Salesforce and I like Salesforce. I'm going to continue to buy into the stock on weakness. I love the acquisition of Slack. When I started my first startup, my partner at the time said to me, Salesforce likes to buy companies that have a lot of users with a low ticket price per user seat. And when I saw the Slack acquisition, I understood exactly what Salesforce was trying to do. They were trying to bring a lot of different users that might have never seen the Salesforce ecosystem into the Salesforce ecosystem, and they were willing to pay a premium. Slack at the time was not trading at a high valuation, and Salesforce basically bought out Slack in the IPO price and more. So kudos to Salesforce, great acquisition. I'm so happy that went through, and I was long Slack and I made a pretty penny off the Slack acquisition. So moving on, revenue by region. One of the things here I really like to see is when a company really grows strong in EMEA and APAC, just because those countries have so much growth opportunity. The revenue there is still in the more early stages, and I think they can continue to grow there. And, they're making that money knowing that there is a different currency there. So take that into account. Let's see what else we have here. So this remaining performance obligation represents future revenue under contract. So just kind of one of the reasons I love this company, a lot of the money is still about to come in. There are people who have opted in to pay in the future. Quarterly operating generating cash flow. Wow. I am so excited when I see a company generating so much cash flow. So the last quarter, they created a lot of cash flow and cash equivalents, and marketable securities, just a ton here. I'm not really sure how this whole presentation works with the Slack acquisition, but I'm pretty sure that once the Slack acquisition is cleared into the point where we're going to start seeing the Slack revenue in SalesForce's revenue, we're going to see maybe a bit of the cash and cash equivalents go down, but we're going to see a lot more revenue. So I'm looking forward to that. Salesforce Customer 360, just looking over kind of like their suite. So look, they're in sales, they're in services, they're in marketing, commerce, analytics, integration, platform, industries, learning, employees, partners, and success. One of the reasons sometimes I invest in a startup directly is because I think they can be a Salesforce candidate. One of the startups I invested in directly, which is in the volunteering do-good space, I think might eventually be the kind of candidate for Salesforce, just because I think that Salesforce is a do-good company who is looking for do-good companies to push into their ecosystem, and I think Slack was one of them. And there are other companies who are making the world, I think, in my opinion, way better in terms of B2B, B2C, and just B2H, business to human, making the world better. So very interesting company that Marc Benioff built here. And looking at the portfolio of expanding TAM, so showing kind of the addressable market that Salesforce sees, and I believe that these are conservative numbers. I think there are businesses and industries and addressable markets that are right now growing out of nowhere that a lot of us can't see. Here's one thought. How does Salesforce look in a world with a metaverse? Does Salesforce have more opportunities? I don't know. So that's something that I would take into consideration. Values attract top talent. 59,895 people at the end of last quarter. I'm pretty sure that Salesforce will continue to hire and grow the team aggressively. And yeah, great presentation. I was really happy to go over this. Just really quickly signing off on the presentation with the financial kind of overview look. And yeah, really great job by Salesforce. So let's move to final thoughts. Like I said, I am long Salesforce. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I like the stock. I like the acquisition of Slack. And if I have to bet the next earnings results, I think that a lot of companies that just now IPO'd have to prove to the market that they are growing, that they're growth stocks. They're going to have to hire sales teams, marketing teams, and those teams will need users on Salesforce. If startups that are now starting and raising $25 million seeds are not getting Salesforce, then I don't know who is. But I'm betting that every company that's managed to get a seed investment over $1 million right now has a Salesforce seed to get the ball rolling with their sales team. So I think that Salesforce is going to deliver. They're going to deliver above the expectations of the street. But once again, I'm not a financial advisor, so you can completely take whatever I say as fairy dust, expectations and projections. I don't know anything better than anyone else. If you reached until here, this is the time to smash that like button. It is free and it helps the channel a lot. And if you like content like this and you want to see me researching more stocks and you've never been here before, this is the time to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell for a notification so you can get notified when videos like these come out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again next time.